Hello, my name is Nicolás Bohorquez, and today I'm going to talk about a book called 48 Laws of Power. This book is very famous among politicians and people of power. This book has a reputation for being quite manipulative. It has even been banned in several prisons in the United States for this reputation. And some of the laws it mentions are not ethical, so it is not usually recommend the full application of all laws. Also, this does not mean that they are not applied against you by others. Mm. This book is very interesting. Also, at the beginning, they give you all the laws and the small concept has a summary. The author Robert Greene explains each of these in more depth, for example, telling histories in which these were not applied at the person in question lost out. Robert Greene. Who is Robert Greene? Is an American psychologist and writer of Jewish origin, known for his books on strategy, power, and seduction. He has written 5 international bestsellers. The 48 Laws of Power, The Art of Seduction, the 33 Strategies of War, the 50 Law, and Mastery. He studied at the University of California at Berkeley and at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, where he graduated in classical studies. He has worked as an editor and writer for several magazines in New York City. And in Los Angeles, has an screenwriter and writer. As well known, he lived several years in London, Paris, and Barcelona. He speaks several languages and has worked as a translator. In 9195 um, was when he met an editor who proposed him to write his first book, The 48 Laws of Power, book that will give him worldwide fame. It is said that in some interviews that the main idea came to him when he was working as a writer in Hollywood. He realized that the power elite had similar traits with powerful figures in human history. I am going to tell you and explain the laws that I consider most important. I consider most important. Mm. Law number 1. Never outshine the master. Always try to make those above you feel comfortable with your superiority. Do not allow your desire to please or impress them to make you flaunt your talents and your ability, as this may generate the opposite effect to the desired one. You may inspire fear and insecurity in your superiors. Law number 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Have friends when you want to a party, go to eat, but when it comes to working, always prefer to choose capable and willing to do things in some cases. These people are often your enemies because they have much more to prove to you than your friends, who according to the author, you should fear them even more than your enemies. Law number 5. So much depends on reputation. Wear it with your life. It all depends on the prestige and reputation you possess. Sometimes the prestige alone is enough to win, but once it declines, you will become vulnerable and will be attacked from all sides. The important thing here is that you learn to destroy your enemies by opening breaches in your reputation, then walk away and let public opinion finish them off. Law number 9. When through your actions, never through argument. Many times it is much more effective that your actions speak for you than your arguments. Try to always prove that you are right based on actions, since every argument won through words is short-lived and creates resentment. So win through your actions, never through argument. Law number 13. When asking for help, appeal to the people's self-interest. never to their mercy or gratitude. When asking for help, do not appeal to people's compassion or gratitude, but their selfishness, never to their selfishness. If you need help from someone, don't bother to remind them of the things that you did for them in the past. They will always find a way to ignore you. Instead, find something in your request that will benefit and emphasize in big words. They will respond with enthusiasm when they see that they can gain something for themselves. Law number 19. Know who you are dealing with. Do not offend the wrong person. Important. Do not offend the wrong person. There are many different kinds of people in the world, and you cannot assume that they will all react the same way to your strategies. There are certain people who, if you manipulate or deceive them, will spend the rest of their lives seeking revenge. Choose your victims and opponents carefully. Important, carefully, and never offend or deceive the wrong person. In short, be careful who you mess with. Law number 29. Run all the way to the end. A good end is the result of all actions. You must plan your way taking into account all possible consequences, all obstacles, and all turns of change that may negatively influence your work. You must remember that every action has a reaction. Planning a whole process from beginning to end will prevent your firm being overwhelmed by negative factors and will allow you to know exactly when to stop. You must handle fortune with care. Law number 30. Make your accomplishments seem effortless. Your actions should always seem natural. In other words, you should demonstrate that your actions are easy to perform. For example, when you have some activity to perform, make it seems easier than it is. As if you could still do much more about commenting on how much it costs you to perform a certain activity, as well as your tricks and skills to do it. This will only generate questions. Law number 38. Think as you like but behave like others. If you flaunt your unconventional ideas and uncommon attitudes, people will think you just want attention and look down on others. They will find a way to punish you for making them feel inferior. It is much safer to blend in with the crowd and adopt a certain common air. Limit yourself to sharing your thoughts and attitudes with tolerant friends and with those people who you are sure to appreciate your different and special way of being. Law 47. Do not go past the mark you aim for. In victory, learn when to stop. Important. In victory, learn when to stop. To succeed, you must learn when to stop. Many times, the most dangerous moment in victory is arrogance and excess of confidence in the forces that you possess. Wanting even more that the main objective instead of the benefiting you will create even more difficulties. Do not let the success you get go to your head. Do not be too hasty. Remember that the strategy and planning will get you higher. Thank you. This is all. Goodbye.